In this video, I'm going to show you how to write numbers in expanded form. So on this place value chart, I'm going to start out with the number 436. And when we're writing things using place value, we only have a digit right here, but this digit actually stands for hundreds. This digit stands for 3 tens, and this stands for 6 ones or 6 units. If we are writing things in expanded form, however, we're pulling our digits out of their place value, which means they're going to have to say their full value. So the 4, when I pull it off of the place value chart, it becomes 400. The 3 becomes 3 tens or 30, and the 6 becomes 6 ones. And now I'm going to go back and write my original number 436 as the sum of those place values. So 400 plus 30 plus 6 equals 436. So let's look at a more complicated example. Let's say I have 389,254. Again, in expanded form, we're pulling each digit out of its place value, so the 3 becomes 300,000. The 8 becomes 80,000. The 9 is 9,000. The 2 is 200. The 5 is 50. And the 4 is just 4 ones. I'm going to add all of these up, and when I add all of these up, I get my original number of 389,254. So as you can see, this is why we use place value, because it is very inefficient to write a number 389,254 in this big, long, complicated way of having to write out the value of each digit. Let's now look at an example using decimals. So let's say we have 4,258 and 376 thousandths. Each digit is going to say its full name, so the 4 becomes 4 thousandths. The 2 is 200. The 5 is 50. The 8 is just 1. When we get into the decimals, they're still going to say their name. So the 3 is 3 tenths. The 7 is 7 hundredths. And the 6 is 6 thousandths. I'm going to add each of these up. When I add them up, all I'm doing is combining my place values, and I should get my original number, 4,258 and 376 thousandths. When you're doing expanded form with decimals, you could also write each of these decimal place values as fractions: 3 tenths, 7 hundredths, and 6 thousandths. That's exactly the same thing. So I want to now show you another way of doing expanded form, and this way is writing numbers in expanded form using powers of 10. So let me start again with some whole numbers. Let's do 42,683. So what we just did before is I would have written 40,000 plus 2,000 plus 600 plus 80 plus 3. That all combines to equal 42,683. But I can also write this using powers of 10. And when I say using powers of 10, I can go back to these original numbers here. And I can say that this first one, 40,000, is the same thing as 4 10,000s. And I'm going to put that in parentheses so that it doesn't get combined with my next number. This 2,000 is really the same thing as 2 1,000s. The 600 is the same thing as 6 hundreds. The 8 is 8 tens. And the 3 is just 3 ones. Again, altogether I have 42,683. So when I'm doing expanded form using powers of 10, I'm taking my digit and I'm multiplying it by its place value: 4 10,000ths, 2 thousandths, 6 hundredths, 8 tens, and 3 units, 3 ones. These two versions of expanded form, this version and this version, are the same thing. The bottom version is just an even more expanded version of the number. So let's look at an example of expanded form with powers of 10 and a number with decimals. So let's say we have 4,258 and 207 thousandths. So I would write this as 4,000 plus 200 plus 50 plus 8 plus 2/10, no hundredths, and 7 thousandths. Because there were no hundredths, I didn't even write any of that down. There would be nothing for me to write in that place value. If I'm doing this with powers of 10, this would be 4 of the thousands. This would be 2 of the hundreds. This is 5 tens. This is 8 ones. This is 2 tenths. I'm going to write this using a fraction there. This is 7 thousandths. And altogether we get 4,258 and 207 thousandths. Obviously, this is not an efficient way of writing a number. This is why place value is so important.